I'm getting tired of it.
You gotta braid it. That's the
You're not supposed to braid your goatee. That's crazy, Prima.
yes, you can.
No.
Or put a rubber band on it like Dumbledore.
So, okay. So I'm supposed to put a rubber band on the end of my goatee like Dumbledore.
That would be cute.
That would not be cute. I'd look crazy as hell. Who's trying to look cute anyway? Girl,
You,
I don't
you
need to
know,
look cute.
you always stop.
Anyway, that's why you can't grow your voice up.
Shut the heck up.
Your voice is forever gonna be 12. Anyway, I love you, child, and I'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right, love you too.
All right, baby girl.
Bye now.
Bye. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to take care of some business. Daddy time. You understand? Sometimes daddy time is important. My daughter was on the phone telling me that I need to do something about my goatee. I need to tie it in a rubber band so I can look like Dumbledore. That's not going to happen. So check it out. It is Monday, the 30th of January. If your life is not in order, please understand something. Time ain't finna wait for you. Do you know that? Do you know that? Time is not going to wait for you. Time is not going to consider you. Time is not going to sit there and coddle you. Isn't it interesting? There's always this build up towards the end of the year, and then this whole, it's going to be different at the beginning of the year, and then you settle back into your regular patterns. Somebody meme this. If you want something different, you've got to become something different. If you want something different, you got to become something different. If you want something more, you have to become more. You have to believe that there is a capacity to be more. Many of us do not believe in our own capacity to expand beyond our habits. Well, guess what? We have the power to expand beyond our habits. We have the power to recontextualize our belief systems. But what I'm not about is empowerment porn. I'm not going to tell you everything going to be all right. Everything ain't supposed to be all right all the time. Sometimes you're supposed to go through hell. Sometimes you're supposed to catch hell. Sometimes you're supposed to fall flat on your fucking face. That's just what it is. That's the way life is set up. And what makes these falls harder reminds me of that old Eddie Murphy skit of his aunt falling down the stairs. Oh, my shoe. Now it's a 3-hour fall. Sometimes you have to embrace the fall and fall with the fall. Don't try to, brace for it and try to prevent it. Sometimes you're supposed to fall. And I have to get my head wrapped around that idea too. It's not an easy idea. It's not an easy idea to wrap your mind around, right? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Zoe Up Morning Show. Toxic positivity. Thanks for letting us know about exactly toxic positivity. Those are the people who say it's going to be all right, everything's okay, and your whole pelvic bone is sticking out of your skin. It's going to be all right. Sometimes it's not all right, and that's okay. And that's okay. Can I get a roll call? Everybody that's in the chat room, can I get a roll call? Monday morning, can everybody hit the like button? Show your love. Roger Ragland. What up, what up, what up, what up? Truemonger. Richard Harper. Jay Jimerson. What up, Jay? My brother came all the way to Houston, man. When I was down in Houston doing a lecture, my brother drove all the way from Dallas. He had T-shirts. He had the whole 9 yards. He had CDs. You know what I'm saying? He had the whole get down. Sarah, say what's up to your statesman. Jay Jimerson, man. He was cool as a fan. Solid brother, solid brother, solid, 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 solid brother. Jimerson, fuck that fan shit. Ain't no more fans. Listen, the way we moving into the new world, ain't no fans. It's family now. Right? Ain't no more fans. That old fan shit, like, let me tell you something. Social media killed the fan. It killed that fame shit, because anybody can be famous now. Anybody can be famous. Social media put a kibosh on all that. Social media made television stars even more approachable than they already were. See, here's the hierarchy. So you get radio, right? If you blow up in radio, everybody gonna want to approach you because they hear you. They hear you, right? There's a closeness, because typically if you blow up in radio, you got the morning slot, because that's the one that makes the most. That's the slot that makes the most amount of money, is the morning slot, typically for radio programs. Big Boy, Steve Harvey, Rickey Smiley. Shout out to Rickey Smiley. We love you, brother. No parent should have to bury their kid. We love you, brother. We love you, Rickey Smiley. Hey, and listen, trust me, we all understand. Ain't no words that can comfort, but we can send that love and that energy towards you, brother. We love you, brother. That's all we can say is we love you. Peace and blessings to your family's heart during this most difficult time. I pray that you are covered. I pray that your heart is healed. I pray that you gain understanding. And more importantly, I pray that you gain peace, right? Peace during this time, because you could be thinking and thinking and thinking on where was I? What could I have done? What should I have done? So, brother, I pray for ultimate peace to you and your family's heart. We acknowledge Rickey Smiley's son, Brandon Smiley. We acknowledge him and we hold him up. So, yeah, man, it's heavy stuff, bruh. It's heavy stuff. Listen, man, when you're a parent, man, you don't want to lose your kids, right? You do not want to lose your children before you. You don't want to go. You don't want them to go before you, man. You really don't. So, man, that's tough. I was saying something before I transitioned into Rickey. What was I saying, Sarah?
Oh, it threw me off with the whole Rickey Smiley thing. I'm sorry.
Just say you wasn't listening, Sarah. It's cool.
I was listening. But sometimes when you were talking about life, some people like toxic positivity, then you moved on, and you were talking about.
Ask the chat room. She don't know what I was talking about. Chat room, we was talking to Jimerson, and I was telling him the celebrity is dead.
You were talking about morning shows.
No, I was talking about how celebrity is dead. I was talking about how social media destroyed that, and I was talking about how radio shows makes you hella approachable if that's all you're doing is radio. Yeah. Then television makes you a little bit less approachable because you're in people's homes, people are watching you on TV. Movies makes it very difficult for people to approach you. Why? Because the first two mediums, or we would even say the first three mediums now, social media, television, and radio, are all in the confines of a person's life, right? So, like, fuck that. I can listen to the radio, all of that. I could do all that. I watch TV, all of that. But now, even though the movie industry is struggling, in the sense that people are not rushing out, to get dressed up and go to the movies. At least not for all of the movies that are being released. Of course, for the Black Panthers and the Avatar 2s, people are getting dressed up. And that's what creates this sense of awe. A movie star versus a television star versus a radio star versus a social media star. The point that I'm making is social media has killed that. Now, anybody could be a celebrity. Anybody, people are getting approached in their DMs. So social media has said, hey, I know you. I seen you online. So it's a new type of celebrity and it's diluting celebrity a bit. That's the point I'm trying to make. I see everybody getting in here. Sarah, what is the name of this chat?
The name of the chat?
It said, oh, War with China, Jason Whitlock, Sunken Place, Rickey, Smiley. Oh, you done told everybody what we talking about.
Oh, I thought that's what you want me to do.
Oh, yeah, that's what I want you to do, Sarah. Hey, listen. I'm paying Sarah today like I do every Monday. But I need y'all to help me. Can y'all send Sarah just a little something strange on her Cash App? Twos and Fuse on Sarah's Cash App. $ Sundays with Sarah. See, I'm trying to teach Sarah this lesson. I know this sounds like I'm all over the place, but I'm not, and I'm going to get back to the community empowerment too. But I'm trying to teach Sarah this lesson. I need y'all to understand this lesson too. Don't you know, no matter how high up you go, that your problems will also diversify and match that level you're at? Biggie said it like this: more money, more problems. But I say, more consciousness. The more consciousness you achieve or attain, the harder the questions will become. Right? As you continue to ascend upward towards self-actualization, self-realization, the more people will misunderstand you. The more difficult the questions will be. The questions about life, the questions about love, the questions about relationships, the questions about money. Right? Biggie said it for a certain level of consciousness. More money, more problems. But more consciousness, more challenges. And they may be internal challenges. They may be psychological challenges. So please understand, the better you are doing on any level of consciousness, the more you will be, for lack of a better word, challenged. Some people would call it attacked. You know, I've even called it attack, because sometimes you feel like you're being attacked. So I need y'all to understand that, all right? Right now, Sarah feels like she's being attacked. Listen, man, y'all send some twos and Fuse to Sarah, please. Please. Show Sister Sarah some love. And I need everybody to hit the like button before I get into today's dissertation. Oh, yeah, we finna go in there. We finna go in. But you already know. Listen, Sarah, I dropped this book in October of this year, will be 2 years ago. It's hard to believe the Shrouded Lighthouse will be 2 years old this year. Do you know I still have 70% of the copies I printed up of this book in my house? We had an initial explosion of sales when the book first came out through pre-orders. But since then, relatively no sales of this book. Now, the people who have gotten it, you know, the people who read it, the people who have it and have actually broken it down, love it. They're like, this is your best work ever. But the initial sales came from the pre-orders. People are just not buying it. While at the same time, we've sold about $10,000 worth of these. I kid you not. We sold about, and I'm putting a number out there just to show you where we at with it consciously. We've sold about $10,000 worth of these. He is risen. By the way, if you would like the green pill, the He is risen, sure. Here they are. He is risen. Yes. No headache. Libido. Boy. This is like all natural Viagra. No headaches, no side effects, nothing. And what's crazy is the testimony, right? The social proof that I'm getting. Brother approached me yesterday in the lounge. We're supposed to meet him there today with a couple of bottles of these. Brother says to me, I heard you got that atomic weapon. I said, what kind of weird ass, what? You heard I got what? He said, nah, man. Word on the street is you got that atomic bomb. I said, this shit is getting weird. I'm going in the chairman's lounge. He was like, no. I heard you got them pills. Whoop-de-whoop told me you got that fire. I said, yeah, I got it. Yeah, what you need? Boy, I tell you, I'm Nino Brown of the libido dick pills. But we done pushed thousands of dollars of these in relatively no time. My house has literal boxes of the Shrouded Lighthouse. One of my best works, in my opinion, and in the opinion of the people who have actually read it. And make no mistakes, we've sold quite a few, but those were in the early going in 2021, October. So October, when the book came out, November, December, January 2022, the book was moving kind of briskly. These were all pre-orders. And during the pre-orders, we shipped out over 600 or 700 copies of these during the pre-order phase. But since then, it's been relatively quiet. This book is almost 2 years old, and it's exceptional. And you got to think from my perspective, which is kind of whack, niggas are reading the book and quoting the book. So if the audience stays small, but people who are reading it may have larger platforms and quoting it, but not citing it, then it looks like these ideas and concepts. Because now, listen, I've been talking Krishnamurti on radio, like on real radio, since 2008. And I've been talking about relationship as a mirror since 2008. Now, everybody is like, yeah, it's a reflection, and yes, and the mirror reflection. And it's getting a bit cliche because they speak of it in the same way that they speak of communication. So whenever you see somebody talking about relationships and you say, well, what's the major problem? Everybody goes communication. But when you ask them to go deeper in depth about communication, the different communication styles, listening, active listening, the communication style you modeled from your home, they don't have a rich understanding of communication. They don't. So it's like a weird dynamic. Again, the new Quantum Leap TV show talked about the same shit that came out in this book in 2019, the same shit that Jada Pinkett talked about. What is relationship entanglement? There's a whole scene that somebody sent to me. There's a whole scene that somebody sent to me where the person is talking to his girl and he's saying, you know, we're like two particles that have been entangled, and regardless of the distance, we will, you know, if something happens to one of us, something instantaneously happens to the other. And it just amazes me, man. There it is. What is relationship entanglement? I started work on this book in 2017. It came out in 2019. I started work on this book after the relationship dismount. So, cherry picking concepts. I saw another TV clip of this book, The Relationship Dismount. One of those, what is it? Housewives or girlfriends of hip hop or whatever it was. The girl, you know, they had those reunion shows at the end where they try to hash shit out with a mediator, moderator. The girl said, I just ain't worked on my dismount. 2015. I'm just not good at dismounting. I don't know how to dismount. The relationship dismount, how to stick the landing when exiting a toxic relationship, 2015, 8 years ago. Right? $10,000. And it's hard to say which product works the best, right? The relationship dismount, the holographic relationship, the shrouded lighthouse. It's hard to say which one works the best. This is why I was trying to tell Sarah, like, Sarah, do not get dismayed by being challenged in this world. You're going to be challenged. Even when shit is going well, even when things are good, you're going to be challenged. The website that used to contain this book, so you could get the physical copy of this book, IamZoeWilliams.com, just randomly out the blue was hijacked by a gaming company in Korea. Out the blue, hijacked. That's my business. Been with me for over 5 years, right? Oh, as a matter of fact, we started that website, I Am Zoe Williams, in 2015 when we launched the Relationship Dismount book. Boom, overnight, it's gone. I called the hosting. They said, oh yeah, your website is up for auction. It's already gone too. Somebody bought it. I said, wait a minute, I just got an email the other day. Well, it's gone now. Now, you could dispute it, but chances are you're not going to get it back because somebody's already bought it. Why would somebody buy from Korea IamZoeWilliams.com? Why would somebody buy that? In Korea, why would somebody buy IamZoeWilliams.com? But it's gone. Your whole business platform where people used to reach out for coaching, gone. People used to reach out for the holographic relationship, gone. Oh, by the way, the website, theshroudedlighthouse.com, which is connected to my Sam cart and all of this, oh, it's about to be gone in February. Because they said, hey, there's no gambling here. So the people who hijacked the I Am Zoe Williams website infected the shroudedlighthouse.com website. And they said, listen, you can appeal. I appealed 3 times. They said, yeah, according to our research, you're gambling and this is gaming and we don't do that on this platform. And you know, online, you can't talk to nobody. There's nobody to talk to call up and be like, look, see, this is me, this is what I do, and this is me being hijacked or hacked or whatever. There's nobody to talk to. Yeah, we checked again, and yeah, we're going to shut down your site. In the meanwhile, this don't even have a site. He is risen, don't even have a site. Does that stop niggas? Hell no. What did he say do? I'm going to send him $61 for the pills. I'm going to send him $11 for the shipping and handling. I'm going to follow his instructions and put my address in the Cash App, and I'm going to email him my address, and then I'm going to harass him every 2 days to see if my package is on the way. What does this mean, Zoe? Anyway, while you still can, go to theshroudedlighthouse.com and order as many of these as you can, because pretty soon you won't be able to do it. If you want a physical copy of the holographic relationship, you could Cash App me $45 plus $10 for shipping and handling, and I will ship it out to you ASAP. We only have a box left of the physical copy of the holographic relationship. And of course, the Relationship Dismount, my most critically acclaimed book, is available exclusively on Amazon.com. Amazon.com, paperback, Kindle, Audible, the whole 9 yards. Please continue to support. Also, brothers out there, I still have 2.5 bags of this remaining, the green pill. Now, when I dropped the black pill, everybody was like, I like the green pill. Now the black pill is gone, everybody's asking, and the green pill is back, everybody's asking for the black pill. Can I just tell you, they work. Flat out, they work. He is risen. Can we sell out this bag? It's about 20 orders in here. It's about 25 orders in here. Can we sell out that? Can we get 20 orders of He is Risen? All you got to do is Cash App me. $SoWhatNetter, $71. $60 for the pills and $11 for the shipping and handling. I'm going to the post office tomorrow. Yes, it works. Trust me, it works. I'm going to the post office tomorrow. Please continue to support. I support this brand, and the owner of the brand is AWOL. He'll reach out to me every now and again and be like, I need your help, and thank you for supporting, and then disappear. So let's continue to support X-Wolf in the event that something may have happened to this dude and he needs some financial help. Let's support this brother. X-Wolf, testosterone booster. Please continue to support X-Wolf. Go to xlabsubs.com. Also, another big business that I have been pushing, and that is shepherdssweets.com. Why would I push shepherdssweets.com? Let me tell you something. That right there is the mother of my 2 oldest children, Nu and Prima. Nu and Prima are motherfucking superstars in our family. Yeah, you ever walk into the family get together and they be like, there they go. That's them. Man, if I get rich, I gotta do something to make sure that that woman is okay. Because as a teacher, yes, she's a teacher. She made sure that them kids was sharp than a motherfucker. This ain't no regular sister, man. Got her master's degree in organizational leadership. You know, went to a university that my uncle sits on the board on, made sure that she got in straight. That's what family is about. Even if the relationship don't work out, you still got to be a resource to one another to keep everybody afloat. And my children turned out so good because of her contribution. That isn't to say I didn't contribute. I contributed mightily to their development. But I'm acknowledging her contribution as a standalone contribution because, listen, my mother did the best she could. See, I didn't have real conversations with my kids. I said, your mother is a better mother to you than my mother was to me, even though my mother did the best she could do. So I can't be mad at my mom. My mom did the best she could do. I said, but your mother is at another level when it comes to supporting y'all and getting you guys right. Man, I could get married and have other kids. I could do all types of shit, but guess what? I'm going to make sure that I continue to support Shepherd Sweets and her business endeavors because she deserves, that shit. That's why I brought her on to the platform and said, yeah, I'll promote your shit. I'll promote your brand. I'll promote your products. I'm asking y'all to support them. I'm asking y'all to support them. Please go to shepherdsweets.com. She's got some kind of weird ass, and I say weird because, I don't fuck with holidays and none of that shit, really. It's just, But she got a whole Valentine's Day situation, and you got to order early so you can get your stuff by the time Valentine's rolls along. She got boxes of cake that look like chocolates, but it's all cakes. Listen, anyway, shepherdsweets.com. Please continue to support. Please continue to rock with us here. You know I'm going to get into this police brutality story. You already know, so just bear with me. I got two more things to promote. If it ain't real, it ain't Bill. If it ain't real, it ain't Bill. Go to BillSauce.com. Please continue to support this black-owned business. This business right here is on fire, literally. They got Schmuckatelli, Sergeant Sauce, and of course, Gunny Fire. This is a black-owned business put together by veterans, Marines, and this is where you get your rank and file in their styling of sauces. When I tell you this is a real product, when I say a real product, I mean I can see this in the hot sauce aisle in Ralph's or Kroger's or Whole Foods or whatever. This is one of those products, and it's an amazing product. Please continue to support Beal Sauce. Go to BealSauce.com. Tell them Zoe Williams sent you. Also, Total Package Energy, another real product, a real product right here. Energy. Instead of Red Bull or instead of Red Line, get Total Package Energy. Black-owned business out of Oakland. Meets all of the FDA requirements. B12. They also have pea protein. Go to TotalPackageEnergy.com. And of course, they have their legendary energy shot. Trust me, this is that energy shot that come in that little packet behind me right here. Only take one. Don't take two. Only take one, and you blast off. Please continue to support them. Please to continue to keep them popping. And when you come into my chat room, can everybody hit the like button? Can everybody hit the share button? Can everybody show their support? If you can, hit the super chat button. If you've already hit the super chat button, we appreciate your contribution. We appreciate everything that you bring to the table. But I'm asking that everyone do it. Can we do it? Please support this channel. The channel needs it, and we appreciate it above and beyond all other things. Before I get into my topics, don't forget to tune in to KBLA Talk 1580 tonight. I return to KBLA 1580 tonight. I'm on weekdays, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time is, I'm trying to get this out the shot, sorry. 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm on weekdays, Monday through Friday. Also, I was brought on to do a lecture. This is a Zoom lecture for Black History Month. It's called Compass Family Services presents Mastering the Inside Job. I'll be talking to a lot of people that, are not doing so well. And it's for Black History Month. Zoe Williams is Tuesday, February 28th. That's my brother's birthday. Yes, sir. February 28th. 2023, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Black History Month honors the triumphs and struggles of African Americans throughout U.S. history. This event is free and open to the public. If you want to go, there is an actual Zoom link for you to join this, and it's going to be pretty powerful. I hope you guys can participate. I hope you guys can be a part of this. Thank you for reminding me about that. Thank you, sis. Mastering the inside job. Are y'all ready? Were you able to get that video? Because there's a video in the email I sent you. People be like, sir, hurry up. And listen, Randomly, we've lost 100 subscribers.
What?
Yeah. We were almost at 72,000. Now we are at 78 or 71.8 and still going down. Slowly but surely, they just be plucking away your subscribers. It's cool. Yeah. But I'm saying all of this to say, I'm not complaining, Sarah. Sarah, I'm not complaining. What I'm trying to tell you is life is going to be like this. Okay, while you're looking for that, do you know? I've been saying this shit ever since I found out that YouTube or whatever can pay you. Listen, nothing in this society is haphazard or random, right? They might put some shit out and be like, hey, wait a minute. Oh, we got to circumvent that. We didn't know this was going to happen. Listen, how do you keep the haves and the have-nots existing? You got to keep growing and adjusting your model as new technology presents new opportunities for those that were considered on the bottom. So if the internet can come in and make you an instant millionaire, they go, wait a minute, we got to cut off that pipeline. So then your culture gets villainized and brutalized. And when I say your culture, I'm not talking about the bad aspects of our culture. We're going to talk about that as we go into today's show. I'm talking about your culture in general. Just like you get stereotyped for your skin, you get stereotyped for your culture. So then those become part of the rules, right? To circumvent you making any real money on YouTube. Oh, we didn't like your language. Oh, it was suspected that you didn't follow the platform's, rules and stipulations. And if you follow the rules and stipulations to the letter, what does your content sound and look like? Look like ramen noodles without the flavor packet? That's what they're trying to do. So your culture is under attack. They don't want you to make any money. They will demonetize your platforms. They will make sure that everybody who signs up to your platform or subscribes to your platform doesn't get notifications. They will make sure that not only they don't get notifications, they will make sure that they unsubscribe your followers. So just understand they're not really your followers. They belong to YouTube. They belong to whatever platform you're on until you create your own platform. And there's a brother out there who reached out to me recently via Bobby that talked about, a whole new platform and you own it. And I'm looking into doing that. But again, please be under no illusions that these platforms are here to make you wealthy. Sarah, did you find the video?
Yeah, it's a 30-second video?
Is it a white man?
Yeah.
Let's see it.
I think that it's really a fulfillment of a dream that we had together with my leadership team when we started in 19. The first week we met in January of 19 in California and to set up the goals for the next 5 years. And one of them was by 2023 we will reduce the number of people in the world by 50%. I think today this dream is becoming reality.
So let's just get right to it. So again, you think you're supposed to live here. You think you got rights. You think all this shit, I'm an American. Listen, if they don't consider you exceptional, they consider you food. Food for the system. If they don't consider you elite in their mind, let's see, what's going on? Somebody from, hold on, Beal Sauce. We are in the same challenge round as far as business. Oh, that's my brother from Beal Sauce reaching out. Hey, it's a number love, brother. I'm going to read that when, no. Let me get back to that clip real quick. I'm going to read that message you sent to me, brother, after the show. But y'all saw that clip, right?
Yeah. Just like they were saying, everybody in chat, like, why were they clapping?
Winnie the Pooh and Mickey Mouse and the Care Bears and the Smurfs and all that shit you grew up on is a lie. They don't want you healthy. They don't want you whole. They don't want you to have this wonderful, I'm old and my grandkids are sitting around the Christmas tree and this. They don't want that. How much do you copy off of other people? How much do you mimic people? How much do you follow the examples of other motherfuckers? And then what level of consciousness are they at? If you're mimicking and following somebody that is at a lower level of conscious than, say, whoever, the top people on the planet Earth, you seem useless to them. You look useless. You are following and mimicking a low vibrational level of consciousness. Why are you here? You are food for the system. You do not deserve a plot of land. You do not deserve eggnog. Do you understand? You do not deserve a grilled cheese sandwich. You're food for the system.
Oh, I love me a good grilled cheese.
And he said, hold on, why are you saying this, though? Krishnamurti, Freedom from the Known. Go get the book. He was saying everything about you is monotonous and basic and simple. There's no complexity. There's no connection to the higher, what he called suchness. Just a dull automaton walking around. I want to be like Young Thug. I want to copy Gucci Man. Not to say that Gucci Man isn't to be copied. There are aspects of that brother that you should emulate. Number one, clearly he knew how to pick the right woman. While he was in jail, she held him down and made him more money and protected his money. And when he came out, he married her like a man.
Yeah.
How about that? So don't think I'm dissing Gucci Man when I say that. Do you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But ask yourself a question. Who you mimicking? And what level of consciousness are they at? And why are you mimicking? Are you self-insecure to the point where you need an external model to model? Some of us need spiritual and psychological training wheels for a minute, but when are you going to take the training wheels off and become you? The real you, the true you, the you that's capable of anything. When is that going to happen? Lloyd Hinton, what up? Lloyd Hinton, what up? Hey, Lloyd, email me, brother. Please email me, brother. Because I definitely want to hook you up with Dr. Russell. And for all y'all ain't hip to Dr. Russell, please go to russellherbals.com. When I tell you Dr. Harrison, Dr. Russell Harrison, in my opinion, is the greatest detox specialist in the world. 70-something years old, sharp as a whip, ex-NFL football player, master herbologist. In my opinion, some of the most potent herbs I have ever taken. RussellHerbals.com. He's the one who made the dick pills y'all love so much. We should change the name of these pills to Dick Dastardly. Best in the game. He is risen. I'm telling you right now, let's buy them all out then. If we're going to get them, let's buy them all out. And if you want to take your detox mission to the next level, go to russellherbals.com. Let's get these stories popping, Sarah.
I have a question though. When you were talking about like the training wheels, a lot of times it's like, you know, when you, well, I don't know if you ever been through like an injury or something, you had like to relearn like to walk, or your arm's been in the cast for a long time. You have to, once it's out, it's not the same. Like, you know, when they take the cast off and everything, you know, that particular bone, even though it's put back together, is still a little bit more fragile than the rest of your body until it builds back up its strength. And I think it's the phase between you getting back to normal and the cast being taken off that a lot of people have problems with. And you try to find other things to cover it up again, thinking that, you know, getting used to the cast.
Oh, you're 100% right. I see where you're coming from. Listen, typically when you injure yourself, whatever was injured, when it heals, is stronger than it was, but not mentally. This is how Derrick Rose got hurt over and over and over again. Listen, you say you tear your ACL. My son tore his ACL in junior year of high school. Fortunate for him, he did that shit when he was 16.
And he'll run on back up.
You see what I'm saying? You know, when you young, that shit bounce back. But let me just tell you, you tear your ACL, your brain goes, oh shit, something is off in the body, in the leg. And then your brain sends messages to, if you tear your right ACL, it sends messages to your left. If you tear your left, it sends messages to your right. It's basically saying, okay, we got to compensate. We got to compensate. And although the surgery can reattach and restructure your knee, reconstructive knee surgery is what it's called, your body still is in compensation mode, even though your injured knee has been reconstructed. So your brain is saying, nope, I'm favoring that knee because something happened to it, and I know y'all done did something further to it. Your brain is aware. Your brain is like, nah, shit ain't cool until I say it's cool. Now, this is how rehab works. Rehab strengthens all of the little muscles around it, the quad, you know, your hamstrings, calves, glutes, all of that. Because when I see the girls out here that are doing the ass videos to get their butts big and strong, that's all ACL rehab work. You know, when they laying on their back, lifting the weight up with the hip, they call it the hip thrust, pelvic thrust. They say, oh shit, my ACL is fine. I want to work on my ass. You see your glutes and your hams, your hammies and your quads, these are large muscle groups. And because they consider the knee a dumb joint, you have to strengthen all of the joints and muscles, and not joints, but all of the muscle groups around the knee in order to stabilize the knee. And it takes a long time for your brain to go, hey, okay, we're good. We don't have to compensate. Now, here's the trick. Although your brain is hesitant, your body, after 6 months of rehab, starts to feel normal. Your body is like, get your ass out there. You can dunk on somebody. My son was dunking at 4 months. 4 months of rehab. He was out there, and I was frightened. I was like, I was scared because I didn't want to see him get hurt again. I didn't want to see him get hurt again. But that shit, you know, in 4 months, that's the trick. Your mind is saying you're not good, but your body is saying, I'm good, I can go. And this is what happened to Derrick Rose. Sometimes you have to take the route, say, like Klay Thompson took. You got to be gone for 2 years. For your mind and body to get back in sync, you need 1.5 years, 2 years of rehab. Whenever you see Achilles tear, ACL tear, you see a motherfucker back in 9 months, he's primed to be hurt again. You saw that with Cousins. See what I'm saying? Like this is something, it's a mind-body connect. And this is why you'll see certain athletes get with, a therapist, a psychiatrist, to take them under, to get their mind and their body aligned, right? So, talking about what Sarah said, life is like that too. Sometimes you get hurt, right?
Yeah.
And you don't even know you're stronger from being hurt. I'm talking about psychologically hurt. You don't know that psychological wound has the gift of strength imbued within it. You don't know that. And sometimes you got to get your spirit, mind, and body aligned into thinking, acting, and behaving as if whatever that hurt you was actually a gift. But most people, it's very difficult for people to see that, so they choose blame over claim. And then they say, well, how do I blame myself for doing something? No, you just claim responsibility for your contribution that added to the environment that ultimately hurt you. That's it. It's not worried about what other people can do. It's not worried about that. Do you understand what I'm saying, Sarah?
Absolutely.
I hope so. Shit.
Whatever.
Somebody said every injury is different. Like, sounds real, like it sounds like a smart question or statement. Every injury is different. Well, of course it is. Like, fuck it, I want to be able to type something. Every injury is, yes. And your point? You do recognize that that's like a half a statement. Where's the rest of your thought? Every injury is different. Look, there's another. All injuries still take healing. This shit is comedy. You can't make this up.
You can't move without moving.
This is why Pfizer doing what Pfizer's doing right now. Motherfucker having a motherfucking conference talking about, yeah, we want to reduce the population by 2023. Could be a fake video.
Could be a fake video?
Yeah, I don't believe shit I see. Could be fake.
That's true.
They got, what is that shit called? What is it called? Deep fake technology where they could put somebody's face on somebody else's face.
Oh, I saw that with they did it with Obama.
Yeah.
He was giving a whole speech in his country or whatever, and he was at his home watching it. Like somebody.
That's my point. So somebody sent me that video like, yo, look at this. I knew. You don't know shit. Yes, that looks like the president of Pfizer saying they want to reduce the population. Yes. But just because you saw a video doesn't mean that that's actually that person. What is it called? What is the technology called? I know somebody in the chat room know. Somebody said, nah, I seen his TED talk too. That's fine. Listen, it could go either way. It could go true, it could go false. Because ultimately, let me just say this, because dark energy star child. Ultimately, what you gonna do about it? Whether it's true or false, what you got planned? What's your exit? Yeah, it's called deep fake. And this isn't to pull you out personally. This is just what I say to folk who want to believe that it's true or false. I'm saying, either way, what's your contingency plan for it?
knew it got serious when I saw the tape of the robots pop locking, and I was like,
when the robots started pop locking, I said, "Oh shit!" And they was on beat.
And they was on beat.
And these motherfuckers was ticking. What are you gonna do about it? See, as we push further into the future, all your little petty beefs with each other is really starting to look stupid as fuck. It looked stupid back when it happened, but it's really starting to look bad now. Because you basically said, just throw all of us down the motherfucking trash compactor. The trash compactor of this reality. The one thing that they said was needed for black folk in any arena, I don't care what arena, in any arena, in the business arena, in the political arena, in the relational arena, in the familial arena, in any arena, is unity. We don't have unity. Who participates more in the cancel culture but black folk? Cancel culture is our new must-watch TV. Was that Fox? Must-watch TV?
Must-watch TV was
it
NBC?
NBC? Must-watch TV. Cancel culture is black culture's must-watch TV. That's what it is. That's what we thrive on. We thrive on drama. We thrive on bullshit. We thrive on competitive shit amongst ourselves. Quiet as a church mouse when it's time for you to compete against other people. See, with other folk, with other groups, we looking for the hookup. We're looking for relationships. We're networking with other people. We're not networking with brothers and sisters. We're competing and trying to put each other down. That's what we're doing. We're trying to big up. Man, somebody told me some shit the other day, man. Let me just say, man, I didn't say nothing. I wanted to say something, but I didn't say nothing. It was a slight against me. And I was sitting right there.
Huh?
I didn't say nothing. A sister. I didn't say a word. I was like, back in the day, I would drag you. But I realized that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. Somebody said, not us. Okay. Do you know when black people don't push back against the establishment, it's just like good cops who don't say shit when bad cops go rogue. Black people should be all up in Billboard's ass. We should all be down at Billboard saying, say, fuckers, fuck this politically correct shit that y'all talking about with Michael Jackson. You don't get to make him 86th when this is quite possibly the most famous and the most motherfucking talented and the biggest superstar in the world. You don't get to besmirch his legacy. You don't get to do it. Fuck y'all. Listen, Billboard is not doing anything different than what white historians have been doing. White historians feel like they can tell your story better than you. No, these were Arabs. The Egyptians were Arabs. We say so. What? Yes, we say that they were Arabs.
But you know what's crazy? I was outside one day and there was just two squirrels in a tree.
What was they doing?
And I told the squirrel, hello, squirrel. The squirrel didn't pay me no attention because the squirrel doesn't know he's a squirrel because ain't nobody tell that damn squirrel that he a squirrel. He don't know he a squirrel. That's what y'all call him.
That's what y'all call him. But they telling us who the greatest is. Let's be honest. Michael Jackson, Prince, Rick James, Marvin Gaye, Miles Davis, anybody black that made music trumps anybody white. It's not even a racial thing, I promise you. There's a lot of great white musicians and singers, and they didn't even put Celine Dion in the motherfucker. But let me just say this. Look, when it come down to talent, nobody white can stand up to anybody black. It's not a racial, I promise you, this ain't about race. We're different. Always has been. Am I wrong about that, Sarah? Is that wrong to say?
No, it's fact. It's just like a female. It doesn't matter how strong you are. Like an average man can whoop your ass
because he's just stronger.
That's fact.
Right. This is not saying that there aren't uber talented white folk. But let's say Madonna. Madonna is probably one of the most untalented white people you ever want to meet in your life. But yet, she's spoken in the same breath as Michael Jackson. She gets to date Michael Jackson and Prince because of her stature, not because of her quality. She's from Michigan. No disrespect to my Michigan folks, but she a Midwestern white girl. I used to work for it. No talent. Is she a great singer? No. Is she a great songwriter? No. But on the same level as Michael and Prince. I was at the label when the record she did with Babyface came out, Take a Bow. She need us to validate her. Oh yeah, Justify My Love. Let's sample Public Enemy. Right? Lenny Kravitz originally did the record. Oh, another black dude. Okay, cool. Do you know how? It's easy. Madonna's no different than Britney Spears. Because these are machine-built artists. Let's get the writers and the producers and funnel the tracks into them, and then we get to sit down and as a brain trust, collect and select the best records for her that speak to her demographic. But Billboard can say Michael Jackson is 86 because of political correctness.
Oh, it's Rolling Stone.
Rolling Stone, whoever, Billboard, whatever, white folk.
They're asking in the chat, that's what I said.
Was it Rolling Stone or Billboard?
It was Rolling Stone. There was a top 200 singers of all time.
Oh, and by the way, the owner of Rolling Stone is in the top 200. You put yourself in your own top 2. Okay.
I mean, Celine Dion was on there. One person that I think that people look over a lot in music is CeCe Winans. CeCe Winans is one of the coldest vocalists.
CeCe Winans is like Whitney Houston vocally. People don't understand that. As dope and as powerful as Whitney Houston.
You know, they were best friends.
So y'all, we not unified. We should boycott everything Rolling Stones. First off, the Rolling Stones got all their shit from black artists. The actual Rolling Stones. The actual Rolling Stones are talking about Muddy Waters and B.B. King and Little Richard, and that's who we're inspired by them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every white group you got inspired by black folk. Wouldn't be no white rock and roll without Jimi Hendrix. I had a conversation with what's the rocker's name? He be having TV shows, got the black beard.
TV shows, black beard.
Yeah, he be on radio. What's his name?
Rocker with the okay. Not Dave
Navarro. Dave Navarro.
I was just gonna say no.
There you go.
From
Him.
Ink Masters.
I was at Dash Radio. I had a conversation with Dave Navarro. I said, Dave, come on, man. Keep it a buck, man. Tell the truth, dog. Prince is the greatest motherfucking guitarist of all time, isn't he? He was like, well, I wouldn't call Prince a guitarist. I would call him a musician. And he's definitely one of the greatest musicians. But I wouldn't consider him one of the greatest guitarists. I said, between him and Eddie Van Halen, I said, I'm from Pasadena. The whole Van Halen group is from Pasadena. Went to Pasadena High School, went to John Muir High School, the whole group. And y'all hide their ethnicity too. The Van Halens, the brothers, Eddie and Alex, their mama is Filipino. Oh yeah, people didn't know that. They mama Filipino, they daddy was from Europe somewhere, white guy, that moved to Pasadena. David Lee Roth went to John Muir High School. The Van Halens and the bassist went to Pasadena High. Although the bassist came from Chicago. But that's a Pasadena group. So yeah, I favor Eddie Van Halen as one of the greatest. He's definitely one of the greatest. But when you listen to Eddie Van Halen is more technical than Prince, but he's not more soulful than Prince. And when I say he's not as or Prince isn't as technical as Eddie Van Halen, it's by a fucking gnat's breath. So I give Prince the nod. He did not want to acknowledge Prince as the greatest rock and roll guitarist ever. But he is. But not to white folk. When you go down and look at that YouTube video that's Simply Weep, My Guitar Weeps, or whatever that shit is, with Tom Petty, and Prince comes out. Those are your white rock gods. You can see the little white boy that's in the back playing his guitar, looking at Prince the whole time before he walks on stage, and he is about to shit in his pants. He's so excited because an actual guitar god is about to come on. Yeah. He's like, oh Lord, this nigga finna kill. And Prince comes on and does just that. But does he get credit? Read the comments. These white folk commenting, I didn't know he could do that. I never considered him that. And that's how Dave Navarro answered my question. I mean, he's a great instrumentalist. They start talking about the piano and all that. Is he the best guitarist?
I know he didn't try to put himself in no high fucking.
All right, let's get to it. This is what everybody been waiting for. The cops. Pull the motherfuckers up. So it's starting to come out that this allegedly might be personal. Because one of the cops' girlfriends, the brother in the middle, his girlfriend works at FedEx, allegedly. Works at FedEx. The young man worked at FedEx, and she started dating or messing around with him, and he decided to kill the brother. He tried everything to get back with his ex-girlfriend, but she already moved on and was falling in love with a free-spirit skateboarder. Rest in peace, Mr. Tyree Nichols. Officer Demetrius Haley planned the hit on Tyree Nichols, allegedly. Listen, if we had a community that mattered, we would understand activities such as this that could quite possibly destroy our community's self-esteem and self-worth. Do you remember the days when you had to represent something when you left your house? Mm-hmm. You represent us. Don't do nothing that would embarrass us. Mm-hmm. This embarrasses all of black people, especially in light of us fighting against police brutality. The NFL went through a whole fake-ass reformation, end racism, or the NBA followed suit, choose love, and all these slogans on the back of jerseys, and just to make their slaves feel more comfortable.
I got such a weird view on this, but okay.
But I'm saying, we went through a whole fake-ass cultural transformation, right? All for the selfishness, the pettiness. I done told people before, you can't kill another human unless you are inhuman. My last show on Friday at KBLA, I talked about Dave Grossman, who is the police trainer who basically says you have to be inhuman in order to kill another human being. And he's actually training cops to kill. Right? So clearly these brothers felt like, I guess the body cams won't convict us. Right? Like, I want you to walk through it. We finna fuck this dude up. We finna kill him because he hollering at my girl who won't get back at me. But our body cams are gonna be on. Were the body cams on, or was that some... Sarah, were there body cams? I'm trying to understand. Were there body cams, or were there witnesses with phones?
I honestly haven't seen the videos and stuff because
I'm not watching the video. Yeah.
I refuse to watch murder porn. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what this stuff is coming now. Yeah. People are like, you ain't seen the video? Like, you're crazy because you decide not to watch somebody die.
Yeah, I don't need that in my spirit for sure.
Yeah, I don't want any of that. At the same time, it's like people are making this, like these black on black, but these men and a lot of black cops, I hope all black cops take notice.
They said it was a bird's eye view street camera on the corner of a building.
Right. I just want all black cops to realize this. The blue wall does not exist for you. They will hang your ass out there, whatever. Mind you, they need their ass whooped. Like, all them, they should go to jail for the rest of their life because that was so uncalled for what they did to this young man. But at the same time, even when white people saw the white cops, the accused, and you see the George Floyd thing, that he's on the neck and stuff like that, white people still made excuses for the officers, even though it was right in plain sight.
Well, pull it up. The white boy didn't get convicted or it didn't get fired because he was on site. He was on scene. That should show you right there the blue line ain't really a true line.
Yeah, come on.
He said, hold on, there was the white boy on scene. What did he do? He kind of did something. But no, you was involved. You deployed your taser. So he got fired, what was it, today?
Yeah. But they only did that after the fact. The EMT need to go down. All them people need to go down.
Yeah.
Everybody that was there.
Yeah. So why do certain black people think that they are better than other black people? It ain't just because you're a cop.
No.
What's the other reason? Y'all know what the other reason is. It's ubiquitous within our community.
You know, I always say, I knew this girl, I went to school with this girl. She was black, but she didn't know she was black.
Boom. So look, there's two ways. There's colorism. I think I'm better than you because I'm light-skinned. Or I don't think I'm as good as you because I'm darker. Sometimes people internalize that shit. Or the flip side is, I think I'm better than you because I'm darker. There's a flip side to that.
Yep.
Right? So colorism plays a heavy factor, regardless of which way. And then there's class. And when you deal with class, you're dealing with boule. And when you're dealing with the boule, you're dealing with the Divine Nine.
They were. How many was it 3 of them that were amazing?
Pull the picture back up. One of them was a president of a chapter.
Wow.
Right? Of a Divine Nine chapter. This shit. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it, but we should, right? Shouldn't we talk about that?
Absolutely. Actually, Divine Nine, it was so enforced in the early parts when they were established of colorism. Because remember, you had to be light-skinned girls were AKAs, dark-skinned girls were deltas. You know, it's a whole different. Don't get me into that because in the South it's horrible.
Listen.
I don't know how it is here, but
keep
the South
going.
is bad.
Keep going.
You know, it's very, very and even the dark-skinned girls that would be the deltas, they still thought that they were a cut above and better than any other girl if you wouldn't and considered elite being in their organization. And I'm just like,
now please understand this about Divine Nine. A lot of them solid people.
oh yeah,
A lot of them, their organizations are rooted in service, right? Providing scholarships, resources, educational tools, food. So a lot of them, are not like this. But let's deal with the whole talented 10th concept. We're the best of the best. And whenever you instill, I'm the best of the best, you have to understand there's a bidirectionality to that thought process. If you consider yourself the best of the best, you're going to see others as the less of the less. Right? You're going to see yourself as better than, as opposed to just in service to. So I'm trying to find, because somebody texted me, which fraternity the brother was the president, or which chapter he was the president of. Now, please be clear here. Just because he was the president of a particular chapter does not mean that particular organization is just bad. It could just mean that chapter of that organization is bad. As a matter of fact, the brother was a Q. And it says his particular, he was the president of a scandal-scarred fraternity. One of the 5 former Memphis police officers charged with murder in the deadly beating of Tyree Nichols was the president of a fraternity with several recent scandals at its chapter. Tadarius Bean, 24, was the president of Omega Psi Phi's Eta Zeta chapter at the University of Mississippi. Now remember, this is just that chapter. This doesn't speak to the entire Q organization. I got an uncle who's a Q. I got friends that are Qs, And like I said, all I see is service. I see service. My homeboy, who's a musician, he does something that's pretty outstanding. What he does is find the greatest black talent in terms of musicians and then gives them scholarships by having a talent show. And he had me on the talent show once to judge the talent show or whatever. But there really are no losers in that sense.
Yeah, I got hollered at by Omega before in college. Shout out to Nubs.
Somebody said 3 of them were Qs. Mm-hmm. Okay. So again, that's something to be mentioned. You got to remember, the minister, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, is a Q. Jesse Jackson is a Q. Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal,
Rickey Smiley.
Rickey Smiley, Steve Harvey, these Q dogs. And I'm sure that they would have a lot to say, right, about these Q's behavior. But let's not forget, there is this sense of aboveness. We have to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it, man. You can't be above in a toxic society. They just showed you the blue line don't matter by taking their sweet time to let the white cop go. They didn't let the white, they were going to keep the white cop unless somebody sniffed out the white cop.
And it was his daddy.
His daddy turned on him, right?
No, the Tyree's daddy. He went on CNN and said he don't understand how all the officers haven't been charged, especially the white one, and nobody even know what his name is, but you have all the other cops' name everywhere.
Boom. So Tyree's daddy was like, what about the white dude?
Yeah, what they same energy. And he still had been arrested. But at the same time,
he got fired, but not arrested.
Not arrested.
Okay,
but
cool.
Mind you, they have a brotherhood mentality. You're in a fraternity. It actually makes sense.
So the blue line and the purple and gold line makes sense. It's the same shit. It's a fraternal. The Fraternal Order of Police Officers too. That exists. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Now I haven't seen the video, so I'm gonna need you guys to help me walk through the video. I haven't seen the video, but what I was told was there was a zeal, a passion that these brothers exhibited when beating this young man. They said it was worse than the Rodney King beating. Can we get a confirmation on that?
Oh, Jesus.
I'm looking at y'all in the chat. Can we get a confirmation?
Can I ask you a question now?
Yes.
There was, I forgot, I think it was Amanda Seals or something, they said, but I kind of flipped it. This is the question I want to ask anyway, sorry. But do you think it is more heinous for them to have beat him like that versus white cops just pumping 100 bullets in you?
I think it's equally barbaric. Mm-hmm. Sugar Chris, the blue line protects black officers at the bare minimum. I see it every day. Did y'all? The blue line helps protect black officers at the bare minimum.
If any.
Self-hate plays a big role, y'all. Self-hate plays a big role.
Oh, they're saying that Bonnie King was worse. Oh, it was worse.
They said worse than Rodney King because it's in 4K and up close. Well, that doesn't make it worse. That just makes it clearer. Right, wrong is wrong. Yes, and then somebody made a distinction. There's a difference between an Omega man and a Q dog.
Come on.
So they said the minister is more an Omega man then these brothers are Q dogs, is what he's saying. And if that's the case, I know some cute dogs, but I also know some Omega men, some solid brothers that are, when I say they solid, they solid. Like, man, I can start with my uncle. He's solid. I'm looking at y'all chats, man. This is, boy, with all the shit we got going on in the world, we got to deal with our own, because you can't let go. Allegedly, you can't let go of some woman. The white boy's name is Preston Hemphill. Detective Hemphill is named in an affidavit as having deployed his taser. He's 26, born in July of 1996. He needs to be charged accordingly for his part of contributing to Tyree Nichols being murdered. Notice the Apple Watch in both pictures. I don't know the significance of the Apple Watch. Maybe somebody could help me with that.
Probably to confirm that because at first he was trying to say that he wasn't
there, but they saw the Apple Watch, and he got the same Apple Watch. Good.
But he doesn't look like a runner. He looks like the ones that'll shoot you because they can't.
All right, okay. He doesn't look like a runner. All right, so let's get right to it. Jason Whitlock. Let's just have a real conversation. Is it black single mom's fault that let's just have this real is it black single mother's fault that this happened to Tyree Nichols? Please share your thoughts, and I will read your comments aloud.
It pisses me off. Like Jason Whitlock pisses me off on a consistent basis.
What did Jason say? Let's get to what Jason said. Let's just deal with it. I'll pull it up right now. Jason Whitlock. They said this is from Bossip. Bossip says he's in a sunken place. See, I'm not, listen. We're not finna attack the brother. We're finna attack the thought. Sunken suck up. This is what Bossip wrote. Sunken suck up. Jason Whitlock blames Tyree Nichols' murders on gang violence and single black women. Twitter drags him by the tattered toupee. I don't like the way the Bossip wrote this article. Not that I'm trying to defend Jason Whitlock, because he's abjectly incorrect. Giving Uncle Ruckus a run for his money, Jason Whitlock is offering a soft shoe tap dancing take about Tyree Nichols' murder by the police. Let me just say this. That's an ad hominem attack, and I'm not going to read it. Like I said, not because I'm trying to defend Jason Whitlock. I just want to dissect his thought. Let's do it. How? Is he implying, I'm just asking, is he implying that gang violence is a byproduct of single motherhood? Is the implication that single motherhood is a broken style of parenting that produces broken children? I'm just thinking this off the top of my head. Right?
Yeah.
I need y'all to talk with me on this. Sisters didn't put themselves in that position alone, right? Mm-hmm. So Even though sisters do make the decision, let's not get past that. Even though sisters do make the decision, the ultimate decision of whether to have or not have a child, sisters make the ultimate decision. But at the end of the day, it takes a male participant to even get her pregnant, to get her to that stage, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, the man opts out. I asked the question, is the man now devoid of any responsibility because he opted out?
Well, his thing was attacked talking about the police chief not being able to do what she really needs to do because she can't supervise over the police department because she's a single black woman.
So he was attacking the police chief and saying she can't make good decisions because she's a single black woman.
Yeah.
Do y'all see the holes in that logic?
It says, let's see, Tucker Carlson's guest just said the beating death of Tyree Nichols is what happens when you have young black men supervised by a single black woman. He said that this is what happened in cities run by single black mothers and blamed a lack of male authority. The post contained a portion of the interview where Whitlock used his platform to imply Nichols might still be alive if the supervisor of the Memphis Police Department wasn't some black woman in charge of the police force. This is hands down one of the most offensive 60 seconds of television I've ever seen. Well, that's a lot of women started commenting on that.
So you blame the police officer's behavior, even though information just came out that said this could be personal, allegedly. So you spoke before you had all the information and you put the blame squarely on the shoulders of their supervisor, who so happens to be a single mother, but clearly she must have done something to merit her rise to that particular position.
Absolutely.
So you saying the cities that are ran by single moms.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand.
Oh, the people were. One woman said that she said one person wondered why Whitlock's aggression only targeted women of color. White boys go into churches, supermarkets, schools, malls, and nightclubs.
So wait. Before you even read, because I want you to read it again in the church voice. Oh, J. Moore L. in my chat says, "Oh, you should listen to the whole interview." You're absolutely right. But can y'all answer the question that Sarah just read?
Yeah.
What's the question, Sarah?
Let me go back over here. Which one? About the white women? That he never...
The last question you just read.
Oh, one person wondered why Whitlock's aggression only targeted women of color. White boys go into churches, supermarkets, schools, malls, and nightclubs and violently murder innocent people. Jason Whitlock never blamed white women for this.
So I'm just asking because I'm confused. I'm literally confused. Clearly that woman had she did what she was supposed to do to get into that position. What is it, chief of police? What is it?
Yeah, she's the chief of police.
So he's talking about the chief of police. All right. But like I said, the information that's coming out makes this thing look like it was what? Personal. Yeah. And if it was personal, this makes his point moot. Yeah. To me. This makes his point moot to me if it was personal. Now, when you come back and say the implication is they have poor leadership, which is why their behavior is poor, right? Which is why their behavior is barbaric. But the question is she responsible for them not following procedure? Where are my police officers in here? They have a procedure. They have something that they're supposed to stick to. Craig Osman says, Jason Jason Wright, sisters love that thug loving. They know from jump these men are not fathers. But what does that have to do with the 5 cops who made a conscious choice to kill a brother? And now that more information is coming out, right, it was alleged. Now that more information is coming out, it was alleged that it was a personal attack. And what I know is I got friends who are in that police or in law enforcement. And what I realize is women have it really tough in law enforcement. Black women, they got to play a hella role. Because am I lying? Do women have it tough in law enforcement?
Of course.
No, because there's some law enforcement people in here. I need to know.
But it's amazing how some people are saying that he may be writing all this kind of stuff about that makes no sense, because they're talking about she can't not even qualify to lead because she's a single mother. That is throwing me off.
Listen, like I said, man, I see it as we just a toxic society. And the reason why I don't even talk like this. Motherfuckers be hella confused when I talk. Maybe I just don't be making no damn sense. In one breath, I get brothers saying, Zoe be caping for women. In another breath, somebody said, I'm worse than Kevin Samuels. And it was a woman. A woman said he worse than Kevin Samuels. Same woman told me this weekend I was a shit starter on radio.
What is this shit?
I just ask fucking questions for clarity. I want to be clear on what we talking about. I raised the question. 3 of these brothers was Boule, or not Boule, but Divine Nine. I give balance. I say, hey, guess what? Not all Divine Nine is bad, but there are 2 levels to it. There's the colorism piece, and then there's the class piece within the Boule that makes them feel like certain black people are beneath them. We acknowledge that, right? I said that Boule piece is something. Sarah brought up a heavy point. Sarah says, hey, the blue line and the blacks that are cops integrate in perfect when they're coming out of these fraternities and sororities. That was a great correlation. I was like, wow, that's true. Black fraternity going into the blue fraternity. Then somebody in the chat room says that blue fraternity does not protect their black police officers to the full extent of what it means to be protected by the blue fraternity. She says they protect black cops at the bare minimum. We're bringing out a lot of points. And I'm not here to be like, oh, this is right, this is wrong. So I come back and I just ask questions. Why would Brother Jason Whitlock associate being a single black mother with the behavior of these 5 brothers? Shouldn't they have a professional code and a legal code and a procedural code that they're supposed to stick to? How does their behavior shed light on fatherlessness? Because he said gang violence, and I'm asking questions because I want clarity. You see, I read the fucking piece, and they want to attack Jason, an ad hominem attack. I don't want to attack him. I just want to ask questions. Because to me, it just seems like a leap in logic to connect single mothers with this woman who is a professional. The lady is not single. Somebody please tell Zoe. You just told me. All you got to do is write it. So they're saying the police chief or the lady isn't single.
No, but I'm telling you that's what he said. He was saying that the supervisor, the lady, whatever, is a single mother. That's what he said.
Well, somebody in the chat room is basically saying she's not single. Can you pull her up, Sarah? Let's confirm. It is no measure of health to be fully integrated into a sick society. I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep saying it for the rest of my life because every time I see it, it just blows my mind. Every time I see something like this, it blows my mind, right? Because this is where we live in this society. Right? I got to read it verbatim. It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. Krishnamurti. It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. Can we take a poll? Chat room, talk to me. How many of y'all believe that the society is sick? Chat room, put up whatever emoji you want. How many of you guys believe that this society, the society in which we live today, is sick? Put up whatever emoji you want to represent that sickness.
Yeah, she's not single. She's been married for over 27 years. But I'm telling you, going back to the Jason Whitlock thing.
So who is he calling? That's what I'm trying to ask. Who is he calling a single? Or is he just saying this is the product, these men are a product of single moms?
No, that wasn't, his words were, let me see if I get the audio to play like this thing on here.
Yes, please, because I want to hear it. See, when people jump on Jason, I be trying to understand where is he coming from. Before I formulate an opinion, I want to know what's the difference between these 5 officers and Christopher Dorner?
The one that, what?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Lloyd Hinton, man, I saw you in the chat, man. Can everybody put a $5 on the chat, man? If you're enjoying today's show, please hit us with that super chat. It's the $ right at the bottom of the chat. Can everybody, it's 700 people in here. Do you know you would help me and Sarah out tremendously if everybody could just put $5 on it? 18 people. I need everybody to show their support. It's only $5. A cup of coffee costs $5. Can y'all support your brother? Can y'all support your brother? Can you do it right now? Can we do a roll call? Whoever does it right now, I'm going to roll call it out. I'm going to shout you out. Put your name and your city in, and I'm going to roll call you out. Hit that $. As Sarah looks for this piece, please understand, tonight, I'm back on the air, KBLA Talk 1580. Download the KBLA Talk 1580 app. I'm on every day from 7 to 9 p.m. I need you guys to show up tonight. We do a behind-the-scenes live broadcast from inside the studio. I need everybody. Hey, Rich K, shalom. He's the first on deck. Can everybody do it? WDMA Warrior, he's on deck. Can everybody do it? Can we get everybody to hit that super chat? Just drop a 5 spot. Lonnie Pate, is it Pate or Patty? Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate everybody for rolling in. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling.
Oh, they took it off YouTube. He found it somewhere else, but they took it off YouTube.
They killed Dorner for telling on white officers. They arrested. These are still alive after killing a black man. I don't see the difference. Peter Martin, give me more, Sugar Crisp. Cali Soul, Official. Engineering Trav, what up? Terrence Monger, what up? We on now. Let's keep it rolling. James Blanks, we on now. We own. Let's keep it popping. Soul Sovereignty Tarot. What happened? Did you find it?
Yeah, it's right here.
Perfect. Vanetta Colbert, let's keep it rolling. I'm going to shout everybody out. Play it.
We also want to check in with our friend Jason Whitlock, who is a host of Fearless, joins us right now. Jason, what do you make of what's happening right now, not just in Memphis, but in the national news media?
Everyone's behaving inappropriately, including these 5 Memphis police officers. It's an open and shut case. The camera from above captures the police doing something totally illegal. The second-degree murder charges are warranted. This is going to be a revisitation of the Walter Scott, the guy that got shot on camera by a cop in the back. He got convicted, went to prison. It's open and shut case. This is too. I don't get what people are protesting about. These are 5 black officers. The victim is black. The police chief is black. The police have been fired and charged, and they will be convicted, I would assume, by a predominantly black jury in a city that's 65% black. So the system is going to work here. What the other system that's working is the corporate media's insistence on promoting racial division at the behest, in my view, of the military-industrial complex. They want us all looking at this and not looking at what they're doing in Ukraine as they drag America and the world into World War III. This is a distraction, in my opinion. CNN hyped this video like they were hyping the Super Bowl. And there's really only 60 seconds of relevant content. You show the police misconduct from overhead as they brutalize this man and make it clear this is an open and shut case and the guys are going to be convicted, and we move on. They treated this like a Super Bowl, enraging people, promoting the violence, and this is the most important story in the history of the planet. It's not. What's going on in Ukraine and our military involvement in Ukraine, that's the most important story going on in the world, but they don't want you focused on that.
That is such a good point, and you've been in the news business all your life, 35 years or something.
Wait, there's more.
Putting that video on the screen, not because I was on anyone's side. I felt obviously bad about it. It was horrible. But because you don't want to put ugly things on TV and inflame passions. You want people to be reasonable and think things through and reach wise decisions. Why would news organizations, they really want to make people enraged, clearly.
They don't want us focused on reality. Hey, if they want us to devote an hour of coverage to this and weekend coverage of this, and they want to take us to a good place, I would examine the racial element of this, because there is a racial element. And this is a story about young black men and their inability to treat each other in a humane way. Everybody involved in this on the street level was either 24 to 32 years old. Everybody. It was a group of young black men, 5-on-1. Looked like gang violence to me. It looked like what young black men do when they're supervised by a single black woman. And that's what they got going on in the Memphis Police Department. They've elected some or put some black woman in charge of the police force. And we're getting the same kind of chaos and disunity and violence that we see in a lot of these cities that are run by single mothers. If we want to discuss the breakdown of family that leads to disrespect for authority, that causes you to resist the police and run from the police and not comply with the police because you resist authority at all time, because there was no male authority in your home, let's have that discussion. But that's not where they want to take us. They want to take us down the path of saying, you know what, this is Tucker Carlson's fault. This is some random white, this is Donald Trump's fault. It's not. It's the breakdown of family and the buying in to all these left-wing things.
Okay, that's enough.
That have
That's
nothing
enough.
to do.
That's enough.
I told you.
Okay, so Peter Martin, Callie Soul, Engineer and Trav, Terrence Munger, James Blanks, Soul Sovereignty, Vanetta Colbert, Bridget Barkley, Maryland, T. Ross, what is this? Cess in the City, Stanley Burnett, Willie Johnson, Richard Scott, Sean Sanders. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please continue. Let's. Wow.
That was a lot in there.
It was a lot. Here's the thing, it was half-truths, a lot of half-truths. Yes, these guys behaved like a gang. But many people think the police are a gang. These guys behave like gang members, yep, 100%.
But it's amazing how they see what black people have always viewed the cops as, but no one sees it fully until it's niggas that do it.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It's hard to, I see what he did. He conflated a little bit by jumping all the way from single-parented homes. Yes, fathers are needed in the home, 100%. Nobody's going to argue that. Daddies are needed. Daddies are important. Mm-hmm. Daddy lives matter, too, 100%. I'm with him, 100%. Fathers matter. I'm a dad. I've been in my kid's life from jump. That's what it is. I'm a daddy. So I understand what he's saying. Mm-hmm. But as a father, I also understand that kids go their own way, even after they've been raised up according to your standards. I also understand that there's something called attachment theory. And just because you're raised by a mother and a father doesn't mean you got a healthy toolbox or you inherit a healthy toolbox from your family. You can come from a two-parent home but have a destabilized toolbox because you got two disabled parents, internally disabled. Meaning, you can have a father that is classified as the emotionless provider. That means he's going to make sure you got lunch, he's going to make sure you got shoes, he's going to make sure you got everything you need except for him. He's not going to open up to you emotionally. He's not going to share how he really feels about you. You are a responsibility like a bill that he's not going to let go into default. But he's not going to open up and share anything. See, a lot of times people aggrandize the family model as if the family model is beyond reproach. Listen, you inherit your communication style from your parents, from your home environment. You inherit your conflict resolution skills. So it could stand to reason that these brothers learned a combative, competitive conflict resolution style from the parents they had. They might have had both parents. We don't know. So to make a blanket license statement that says this is a byproduct of single mothers. A mother can be single by choice, or she can also be single by necessity. Let's broaden the discussion. If she's single by choice, you know what, I'm tired of you and I'm ready to move on and I'm going to take my baby and I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Okay, it's always some but not all. You cannot just create a blanket license. Or she might be single by necessity. This motherfucker is dangerous. I'm in fear for my life and I'm in fear for my children's life. The discussion is too nuanced to make such a direct correlation. Yes, there's a problem with 70% of our children being born out of wedlock. But let's not act like wedlock could not translate into marital prison. Relationships are only good when you're spiritually healthy. It doesn't matter if you're married or not. You could be married for 15 years and be psychologically, internally toxic. And if you're toxic, the relationship is becoming toxic. And if you have kids, that toxicity is transferred to them. It's called modeling. Children model their parents. Children model their environment. Yes, there are some toxic single mamas out there. Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
But there's some toxic single daddies too. And there's some toxic married people. The toxicity doesn't say, you know what? I ain't gonna fuck with marriage because marriage is sanctified. Toxicity is in every form of relationship. This goes back to the premise that I laid down in these books. The relationship dismount. Relationship is a highly reflective classroom where the biofeedback you get from your partner is your personal curriculum. Our shadows recognize each other. Our shadow selves, as Carl Jung would put it, our shadow selves recognize each other. The shadow in me recognizes the shadow in you. The shadows trigger each other. Patrick Carnes came up with the concept shadow bonding. There's something about your shadow that is attractive to my shadow. So we're not just attracted physically or emotionally or aesthetically, we're also attracted from a shadow level. Back to Krishnamurti, it is no measure of health to be well adjusted in a toxic society. Society is structured in a way to lie about your history, to lie about banking, anything, redlining, Jim Crow. All of these things are in place. And although I do agree with what the brother said about a distraction, sure, it could be a distraction. But what it can't be is less important. That's what makes a distraction valuable. A distraction must have importance, or else it wouldn't take our attention away from what we should be focusing on. Is he correct about a distraction? Is he correct about the Ukraine? You're absolutely right. Pull up the story. We got a story in there that talks about China.
Oh, yeah.
Pull up the story. We got that. Huh? Michael McCall on Air Force General's prediction of war with China. I hope he's wrong. I think he's right. The GOP chair, Representative Michael McCall, the GOP chair of the House on Foreign Affairs Committee, weighed in on General Mike Minahan's memo to officers, which predicts Washington will be at war with Beijing in 2025. Soy Free is a troll, I see. He said, hit dogs holler. If it applies, it applies. If it don't, it don't. That is preschool logic. My granddaughter is 4. Her logic is more sound. than that. This sounds like someone who hasn't mastered coloring within the lines.
The lines are your friends.
This nigga's diet brilliant. It's just another way of saying dim. Dull. Oh, shit. Sharp as a paper butter knives. Listen, man, y'all missing the point. There's certain things that Jason said that were true. What I'm saying is, yes, we have a problem in our community. 70%, children being born out of wedlock. I get it. But at the same time, you have to remember relationships. There is no perfect container for a relationship, meaning an ideological container. The relationship ain't solid unless y'all married. Or y'all not really committed unless you make the ultimate commitment. Like, these are all Disneyland basic dumb ideas about relationships. Relationships are about healing what you've been through. And that healing comes from a reflection from your partner, the reflection of their behavior. This is why people be like, how is it that you're able to push my buttons so easily? That's because you've let them in to a certain layer of your being, and now it's being reflected back to you. Now, what we typically do when this happens is we blame people. Man, if you would just behave this way, if you would just act this way, if you would stop tripping, then I would be able to blah, blah, blah. That's not how it works. You're supposed to claim that reflection. How do you do it, Zoe? How do you claim your reflection that's coming back to you? First off, you ask the question, why does her foul mouth irritate me so? Where does that come from? Self-discovery. Now you're on a journey. My mama used to talk like that to my father. Or my mama used to talk like that to me. Or my mama still talk like that to me. You start to discover the origin of your trigger. And once you discover the origin of your trigger, what triggers you, you don't judge it. You don't criticize it. You observe it. Can you imagine being in control? You in a situation, you know you're finna get talked to reckless, but you're in control. The trigger does not surface from the unconscious, meaning you're unaware and then it just pops out. I've been there where I'm not aware of how I'm really feeling and then I pop off. I've been there. But I've also been in a space where I'm walking into the situation aware of the potentiality of what could happen, and I tell myself, don't take an eye off you. Continue. Sister said something reckless to me the other day. I'm not saying brothers and sisters ain't got problems. We do. Sister said something reckless, some old indirect, sly, reckless shit. I didn't say nothing. You know why? Because I was aware. Before I walked in to this facility, I prayed, I asked for protection, and then I also told myself, watch yourself. Watch how you show up. Do not allow any goofy shit to knock you off your square. And y'all have seen it. I've been knocked off my square before. Goofy shit happened. This is what's going on in the world right now. Major wars. The economy getting, boy, you think the economy is bad? It's about to get worse. People are doing bad. We all are. We all struggling. But we ain't got enough sense to see the value in working together during this time of struggle. All we got is beef for each other and cancellation for each other. So there were pieces to what he said that was spot on. Was he spot on about the problems in the black community? Yep. We got problems in the black community. I can give him that. But it's not just the woman's fault. It's men's fault too. Y'all hear me talk about this all the time on radio. I say, listen, relationships are bidirectional. If you're going to look at the toxicity of the woman, Krishnamurti, back to the quote, it is no measure of health to be fully acclimated, integrated, assimilated into a sick society. How is a black man going to be mad at a sister's level of toxicity that she inherited from this society? And just like when I was in chemo with my sister, her doctor said, guess what? Cancer and chemotherapy manifest in people's lives in different ways. Some people lose their hair. Some people gain weight. Some people lose weight. We don't know how it'll manifest in you. So brothers are mad at how sisters' toxicity is manifesting. The cancer comes from this society. If you model the weakness of your home, the home also models the weakness of the culture, the society. It is no measure of health to be fully integrated into a sick society, to be well adjusted into a sick society. So yes, the sister is toxic, but the brother is also toxic. How you going to judge her for her expression of that toxicity? Yeah, she judges you for yours. Oh, broke ass nigga. If you're going to be with me, you got to give me something straight up. You wasted my time otherwise. It ain't 50-50. It ain't 20-20. It's 100-0, or you can leave. That's toxic. And she's saying that to some of us. There are some sisters that are saying that to some brothers. But there are also brothers saying, now I got the bread, bow down and shut the fuck up. You know what this is?
So
No, go ahead.
It just reminds me of being in toxic situations. A lot of times you're being so submerged. It's almost if you smoke cigarettes in your house and people come in and they smell it, but you have nose blindness. Like, you don't even smell it no more.
Right.
You become so used to it.
Right.
And a lot of times you have to, when you go out and come back in, you're like, oh shit, it's smelling here. A lot of times people need to really step outside of the situation and take time out to really just slow down and stop.
Right.
Come back in and you realize you smell all the toxic fumes coming from your relationship spiritually.
Sometimes you got to step out of it in order to step back in. Mm-hmm. Sharonda called it rudimentary. The example or its conveyance. We got problems, y'all. So yes, there is a distraction going on. But I'm going to tell you, that brother's life being taken by those brothers, not cool. Black America already got black eyes, spiritual black eyes, man. We don't need this. After all the fighting we've been doing, George Floyd, remember I did the FTP Fight the Power radio for Dash Radio, where, we interviewed Attorney Crump. We brought in all these artists and all these different guests. Y'all remember we did that, right? For Dash Radio, we did Fight the Power radio. It's a whole movement we did. We brought on all types of people into Dash Radio. We created a whole channel for it. We've done some work, y'all. But now that work is thrown into confusion because we got brothers killing brothers for allegedly something personal because he lost his woman. Well, I started the discussion. Y'all can finish it. Listen, I went a little longer than I wanted to. Listen,
it was good though.
I need everybody to hit that super chat button. Please don't forget, tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on KBLA Talk 1580. Everybody should download the KBLA Talk 1580 app. Do you know I have 177 topics on Apple Podcast under Voice of Reason, KBLA? I got 177 topics, y'all. And these relationship topics are exceedingly powerful. They're not just the shit starters that they were claimed to be. They are deep, they are nuanced, they are layered. They have many questions, many tips, many tools. Please, please, please go and download Apple Podcast if you're an Apple user, Google Play if you're an Android user, Spotify, Pandora, they're on all of those. Please, please, please download that work tonight. Listen, and also, if you guys have topics you want me to cover, just email me at vor106@gmail.com, vor106@gmail.com. Email me, show me some love, send me some topics. Y'all missing out if y'all not tuning into the Voice of Reason. Give thanks after the broadcast, family, and hit that like button. Much love. I see y'all. And please support my works. I'm going to tell you right now, Shrouded Lighthouse, that website is going to disappear because of, the fuck shit I've been going through. So go to theshroudedlighthouse.com. Can you please, please, please order your copy of The Shrouded Lighthouse right now? And again, don't forget to support shepherdsweets.com. And brothers, y'all know y'all want it. Go ahead and get your He Is Risen. All you got to do is Cash App me $71 to my Cash App, and then email your actual address, vor106@gmail.com, vor106@gmail.com. You could put your address in your Cash App, as well as put it in an email and send it to me. I'm going to the post office tomorrow. So if you want your order to make tomorrow's mail ship, you got to order now. And remember, order and email. Send me the Cash App, send the email, back to back, so they could show up in my email account as such. It's 600 of y'all in here. Buy out all of them. I got this bag plus 2 more bags of He Is Risen. And when I tell you, it's an amazing product created by an amazing brother, Dr. Russell Harrison at russellherbals.com. Organically grown, 10 veggie caps. Again, no side effects, no headaches, none of that. Please continue to support russellherbals.com, especially if you're on any type of, or if you're on the desire to have any type of detox. He is the master detox herbalist. Dr. Russell at russellherbals.com. Also, please continue to support shepherdsweets.com. Valentine's Day is coming, so the earlier you get your order in, the quicker she could get it out to you near or around Valentine's Day, especially if you want your stuff by Valentine's Day. Everybody that's in here tonight or in here this morning, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Nothing but love, nothing but respect, nothing but appreciation for all of you guys. Thank you guys for hitting the $5 challenge. We appreciate you all. I'll see y'all tonight on The Voice of Reason from 7 to 9 p.m. Thanks again. Deuces.
Oh, no, that ain't it.
Roger.